Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG Online video. And today I have a deck that was suggested to us by Jake the Crows. This is almost an exact replica of his deck. I have changed a couple things. I think I've added the computer search instead of 3 enhanced hammers. I only have 2. And a couple other things. Otherwise, this is almost a direct copy. Another notable mention is going to be the N. I thought, playing one N is going to be pretty nice, and one Pokemon fan club is good for me. So, anyways, in the original list, there was 2 Pokemon fan clubs. I opted to play at least one N. Otherwise, let's take a look at this list really quick. We have Charizard EX here, the 180 HP. Fire type Pokemon. It's got Combustion Blast. I won't be able to do it for the next turn, but usually it's one of those things where we kind of just sweep an opponent, or just kind of wrap things up with this guy. And we do have one Mewtwo. Things for type weaknesses and X-Ball. You never know; it could be always very handy to take something out. Just power up Mewtwo and you'll be on your way towards victory, perhaps. And we have here, this is the corner piece, the cornerstone of this deck. It is a Stage 1, 110 HP Fire-type Pokemon. It is the Pyroar. And I do have a Pyroar deck that's showcased on my channel, but this one's going to be uniquely designed after Jake the Crow's deck. He was able to win a Colorado States Championship with it, so congrats to Jake for winning that state tournament. We have here the ability Intimidating Mane, and of course this came out way back during Flash Fire, so it's already been over almost a year actually. Intimidating Mane, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon. So not just basic EXs, but basic big non-EXs, Reshiram, Kyurem, the like, wouldn't be able to attack Pyroar. And also Silent Lab won't have any effect on Pyroar either, since Pyroar is not a basic. The attack here is it's basically good for 2-hit knockouts on most EXs. When you have to discard a fire energy, and if you do, you can hit for 30 more for the Scorching Fang, which is not terrible. I think that's pretty solid attack. I guess, right? I mean, ideally, something like this of this nature, we see the fire energy and the 2 colorless. It's typically around this range. I think of the first thing that comes to mind is Xerneas EX's Breakthrough. Of course, that is an EX, but Xerneas EX's Breakthrough is for a Fairy Energy, and 2 colorless is able to do 60 and 30, which is pretty similar here to Pyroar, which you discard that Fire Energy, hit 30 more, so that's not too shabby. Anyways, on to the item cards and whatnot. We have Computer Search. Discard 2 cards from your hand, and you can draw any card you want from your deck. 2 Enhanced Hammers. And we got 1 Evil Soda just for the Pyroar line. Fiery Torch, 2 of these to discard some fire energies. We've got the Professor's Letter, 1 Roller Skates, and 1 Starling Megaphone, 1 Switch as well, 3 Ultra Balls, and we have 3 VS Seekers, 3 Blacksmith, and 1 Lysander, 1 Lysander's Trump card, 1 N, and 1 Pokemon Fan Club, 4 Juniper, and 1 Teammates. Now, the nice thing here, did I say 3 VS Seeker? I meant to say only 2. The nice thing about Teammates here, I think for this deck especially, is that the ability to just search, play it after getting something, you have one of your Pokemon get knocked out, and just to be able to search for any 2 cards. We have a huge combination of various things. We can combine it with maybe a Fiery Torch and a Professor's Letter, I don't know, and being able to search for 2 more fire energies, and then Fiery Torch one of them away to draw into some more cards and play the energy. I don't know. You could just do anything, right? We have Training Center. One of these just very useful to boost up the Pyroar. It also works for a Stadium counter. 4 Muscle Bands, 4 DCEs, and 13 fire energies. So that's a little bit on the heavier side, but again, this is kind of a direct, pretty close to a direct copy of Jake the Crow's deck. So anyways, let's take a look at this Pyroar deck here on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, looks like we're going against Chima0823, and it's going to be a metal and water deck. I'm assuming my opponent has the advantage, so that metal might just be Jirachi. Otherwise, if it was a straight metal deck, technically we would have the advantage. We start off, oh, never mind, it is going to be a metal deck. They will be weak against fire. I wonder why my opponent has the advantage. That is very interesting. We start off with a very bad draw, and lucky for us, we do get to go first, and so if we can top deck a DCE and a muscle band, we are on our way to basically put on some heavy damage. But if we don't get the muscle band, that's okay with me too. And when we get 3 Pyroars, that is ridiculous. My opponent starts off pretty strong. We see Cobalion EX definitely can get powered up with, oh my goodness, we even see a Hypnotoxic Laser. My opponent is already down to 3 cards. If my opponent plays an N, that would be spectacular. And thank you for playing an N. We actually get N'd into a pretty bad hand. Ideally, I'd like to see Muscle Band and DCE. We get hit with the Righteous Edge. Now here's the trick. All right, so if we get the Muscle Band, we'll be at 80, which is not quite enough. That wouldn't knock out the Cobalion, but I think that'll put a lot of pressure on my opponent. Let's go ahead, and I don't want to play the Mewtwo because my opponent's Pokemon has resistance. And the Mewtwo is kind of it's going to become a target, so my opponent would just snipe it down if we get the Pyroar going. And here is, you know what, might as well, we're going to play this, and let's even go with the Roller Skates. We hit for Tails, and I want to put on some pressure. We're going to go ahead and hit for the Wing Attack. I know my opponent can discard it, but I think the pressure's on my opponent more so than it is on us. But I want it so that my opponent would think about retreating, and the thing is, if I have another DC, it'd be over for this Cobalion. Sadly, we don't, but if we can top deck another DC, that'd be great. Or if we can top deck a Blacksmith or a VS Seeker, we can actually just Blacksmith onto the Charizard and even play another energy on there if need be. And that's it. We would be on our way to really taking on this Cobalion EX here. And that's it. My opponent concedes the match. And alrighty then. So that's 1 win for the Charizard deck. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull off another one. Did I say Charizard deck? I meant the Pyroar deck. So let's go ahead and check out this Pyroar deck. All right, looks like we're playing against Fran Benjamin, Benjamin Franklin. I'm not sure. Anyways, we do get to go first, so that's always good. We start off mulling again a number of times here. Oh my goodness, where are all our basics? And it looks like we actually have a really bad start. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll. We're going to go with the Charizard, and I think we might be able to pull off an aggressive start. Let's just go ahead. We'll play the Litleo, and my opponent gets to draw into, how many was that, 3 extra cards? Ooh, I don't know, 4 maybe? We do get a Pyroar, and my opponent starts off with the Jirachi. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and, let's just go ahead. We'll power up the Charizard, and I'm going to end the turn. If we can top deck a DCE, I will just gladly take out this Jirachi in 1 turn, and probably retreat or something like that, maybe. And so, there we go. My opponent just plays and passes. And you know what? Might as well. I'm going to play it onto the Charizard. We'll just go ahead. We'll even evolve right now. And I'm going to end the turn. No need to play Muscle Band in case my opponent has a start on the Megaphone, or rather just hang on to it and play it when I really need to. My opponent puts another Darkness Energy onto the Yveltal, and that's it. Passes the turn. We are both just running dry right now. Here's what I want to do. If I can top deck a... something. All right, okay. Energy is what I'm trying to say. We do get the roller skates, and I get a number of different things here. Let's go ahead and you know what? I'm actually going to. All right, let's just go aggressive. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go for the wing attack. I'm gonna just go and take out the Jirachi. Again, my opponent can play an end right now, and all I need to do is get end into at least 1 energy, and we will take out the Yveltal. My opponent goes for an Ultra Ball, discarding a Zweilous and also a VS Seeker. It's going for it's going for an Yveltal. Oh, this is perfect. What I want to do is Combustion Blast the Yveltal away. And here we go. We get hit for 120. It doesn't really matter. I just want to take out the Yveltal first and foremost. And here we go. And let's go ahead and we'll go with the VS Seeker. Oh, not this. we want the Lysander. And so in the next turn, I have the Pyroar here, which can power up. I think this is a safer bet. And so let's go ahead. We'll just bring this out. And yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and Combustion Blast. Let's go ahead. We'll just play a Muscle Band here for now. And just go for the Combustion Blast. The Yveltal is going to be a bigger threat later on. For right now, I know for sure my opponent's Yveltal won't be able to take on the Pyroar since it's a basic and it never evolves. So I'm not too concerned there. I do have a Blacksmith and I do have the energy. So right there, my opponent takes out my Charizard. Not a big deal. Not concerned whatsoever. And here we go. We're just going to promote the Pyroar. And then we're going to Blacksmith onto the Pyroar with the energy drop. So take a look. Let's go over with that and go with the Blacksmith. Get 2 energies back. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and play the Leo here. And let's just go ahead. We could play the... I'm just going to go for 80 damage. It would be a 2-hit knockout. I could have played the Training Center, but I opted not to play the Training Center. And wow, we see another Yveltal over there, and this is basically about it. I mean, we could see something like an Ultra Ball for a Darkrai, and then an Energy Switch as well onto this Yveltal. Something like that can definitely happen. My opponent definitely needs either a Garbodor or... I don't know. Ooh, Hypnotoxic Laser. That would do the trick as well. We see Hypnotoxic Laser. I mean, I'm doing okay. You know, Hypnotoxic Laser is fine with me. We have a switch in here, so I'm not too concerned. Oh my goodness, my opponent goes for a Max Potion. And what we can do is we can definitely play it slow, right? We can definitely play it slow. I can just go ahead and play the switch and switch into the Litleo and then move the Litleo back. So let's go ahead. We'll just go with this. And I'm going to go with the switch, and let's even play the Muscle Band here. Let's go with the Evil Soda, bring out the Pyroar. That was a pretty lucky top deck right there. And right about now, I have a couple options. Too bad I don't have an energy. Otherwise, I would have gone for the computer search and, you know, could get a DC or something like that. So, you know what? I don't really want to play the Charizard. Let's just go ahead and we will discard these. And man, might as well. I might as well get the DCE. You know what? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna actually go for the Blacksmith for now. We got a lot of energies in the discard pile, and it's gonna take 2 turns to power up this guy, anyways. So let's go for. I mean, we could definitely be aggressive and just pay the retreat costs. But we're not in any immediate threat anyways, so I'm going to end the turn. And I want to see if my opponent plays a Stadium, and if my opponent does, I'll just counter it. You know, times like these, it's really good to be patient. It's really good to just kind of relax, especially if you're already at 2 prizes. And, I mean, your opponent only took only 2 prizes off of your EX, so you're in good shape, right? In a situation like this, it's actually, I would say, in my own personal preference, it would be, from what I can see, we have 2 Yveltals here, and no stage 1s or stage 2s. Not very concerned whatsoever. We have 2 Pyroars. Both these guys can't be harmed unless it's a Hypnotoxic Laser. And nice thing here is that we have 2 energies. If we do get Hypnotoxic Lasers and my opponent flips their tails, we can at least retreat. So it looks like my opponent will go for that. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to play the Training Center. Oh, whenever my opponent goes for an Ultra Ball, so that could go for a Trubbish, I guess. That could go for a Darkrai, I don't know. My opponent has 3 energies in the discard pile. We do see a Zweilous here, so that means my opponent can definitely be playing Hydreigon. So here's the little Dino, I don't know. We see the Oblivion Wing, nothing happening there. And my opponent right now looks like, okay. I mean, I really don't need to play the Ultra Ball. So let's see here. Might as well. You know what? If I play the Ultra Ball and I get another Leo going, that might end up being a waste because it could be easily just a nuisance to take care of in terms of needing to deal with like Lysander if my opponent plays Lysander and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead. We'll go with the Scorching Fang, hit for 80. We do get the Pokemon Fan Club. I really don't need it right now, but in hindsight, now that I drew into the Pyroar, I think I could have played it. I could definitely have played the Litleo. But anyways, here's the little Dino evolving into, not evolving yet, but we do see my opponent play Rainbow Energy taking on some more damage. And there it is. My opponent is getting powered up, and I'm just going to go ahead and power up this little Litleo here. Might as well play this. We get the Mewtwo. This is totally not necessary. I'm just playing it so I can thin out my deck a little bit more. Let's go for the Scorching Fang. No need to discard anything. That's a 2-hit knockout there. My opponent definitely needs to evolve. Otherwise, that's it. And my opponent concedes the match. So, okay, we've won 2 matches. I'm going to go for a third. No guarantees here if we're going to pull off any victories whatsoever. So let's go ahead and check out if this Pyroar can win 3 in a row. Alright, and it looks like we're playing against the Phoenix, and it's going to be a fighting deck. We also see the Pikachu sleeves. I'm going to go for heads, and wow, I get to go first 3 times in a row as well. Since we go first, I'm feeling pretty confident. Even if my opponent plays a Landorus or something like that, I'm just going to start off with a Litleo. It's got a 70 HP. I'm feeling pretty confident. We have a good start here. We have an Ultra Ball. We have the Evil Soda as well. We have a number of things. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to end the turn there. We see a Machop. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chance. And if my opponent doesn't play Enhanced Hammer, we should be good. If my opponent does play Enhanced Hammer, then, well, my opponent plays Enhanced Hammer, I guess. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to get rid of the teammates and the Charizard. I'm going to play the Evil Soda in the next turn. Let's just go ahead and get another Litleo into play. Off of the End in the next turn, I would like to get End into something better. But we have an Evil Soda, and ideally I'd like to get 2 Pyroars going. I'm playing against a Machop, so that means my opponent will have a stage 2 in his deck in Machamp. We do get hit for 30 damage. That is pretty heavy. I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Evil Soda. No more 30 damages here. And let's go for the End. Hopefully we can get End into a Fire Energy. And oh my goodness, I feel really bad. But that's it for the match. I don't even need a discard. There's 80. GG it is. I couldn't say GG back. I apologize. But hey, we get a little gift from that. And oh man, that's... I apologize there. Oh, 75 coins. I'll take that. All right. I guess we'll play one more. We'll pretend that match didn't happen. And I think my opponent feels the same way. So I really don't. I don't want to win that way. That's never the best way to win, especially in a tournament. But looks like we're playing against Jesus Nava. I don't know if maybe it's Jesus or. It could be the Lord Savior himself. I don't think so, though, and that's a little bit sacrilegious there. Anyways, we see here we got the Mewtwo, and oh, we start off second. This is actually a really good way to start second. Hitting Blacksmith and all this stuff right here. I think this is really solid. So, oh boy, we're playing against Ralts and Snivy. We see a Miltank. So this will be a lot of stage 2s, it looks like. We even see the DCE on the Miltank. And I'm just going to go ahead and play the computer search for a DCE. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead. We'll take this guy out. I'm going to go and just get rid of those energies. I probably shouldn't have done that, but let's go for the DCE. And let's go with this here. And I'm going to Juniper away everything anyways. Let's go for the roller skates. We're able to flip heads. Oh, look at that. 2 of these guys. And let's go for the Fiery Torch. And we even get a Charizard. I'm going to hang on to the Muscle Band right there. Let's go for the X-Ball. Just take out this little Snivy. Turn 1 prize. Look at that. That is aggressive, and that is pretty good. That was a nice start, actually. My opponent here can still play an energy and can do a Hammer in, or we could see Rare Candy into a Gardevoir or something like that, maybe a Gallade, and then my opponent can hit us for 100 damage potentially with a Muscle Band. So anything can happen, and that's a 2-hit knockout on our Mewtwo. Here it is. My opponent goes for evolves into the Kirlia, and we see the Miltank with the Psychic Energy drop. At this point, I'm not really concerned. I mean, the Mewtwo will take out this Miltank, no problem. So let's go ahead. We'll just evolve here. Might as well. I'm debating if I want to hang on to this, and you know what? I don't. So let's go ahead. I just want to evolve again, and I want to thin out the deck a little bit. Let's go ahead and just thin out the deck, bring out another Leo, and we are on our way. We're building our little army of Pyroars here just for fun. And right now, I'm not even really paying attention anymore, man. And here we go. We'll just go with the X-Ball, hit for 120, and that's going to be the game. We can play Evil Soda for another Pyroar. 3 Pyroars, 2 Charizard, and a Mewtwo EX. Wow, okay. My opponent here can still do something like a double slap with flipping 2 heads, and oh, never mind. My opponent gets the Evil Soda. We could get knocked out here because we are weak to Psychic Pokemon. And wow, here is the Gallade, and we can see a powerful Storm with the DCE drop. Never mind. All we see is the energy. We could see something like a not Verpixogen. What am I thinking about? Oh, hey, look at that. We see let's take a look here. I'm going to go with the Pyroar with the energy there at the very least so we can retreat. So the Mewtwo is already doing a ton of damage. Let's go ahead. We'll just play this. Thin out the deck a little bit. Oh, no. There is no more Pyroars. Let's take a look at the deck really quick. And we have 2 Blacksmith, a couple Fire Torch, and that's not too shabby. Let's go ahead. We'll just power up the Pyroar a little bit here. Otherwise, we can go aggressive, and I think I might want to do that. I'm just going to go aggressive with the Mewtwo, I think. I don't know. Fine, we'll just end the turn. And the plan here is I don't think my opponent can hit us in one shot. That's really unlikely. The only way to do that is if my opponent was to play like I don't know. Maybe he was able to get his hand down to 1 and then plays Archie's Ace in a Hole, gets a Blastoise. I don't know. Drops a bunch of water energies. I'm not sure, but. Here is the Gallade, and would be able to hit for 40. That could have been 80 on the Mewtwo EX. Otherwise, let's just go ahead, and I don't want to play an N. I'm just going to go for the Scorching Fang. And why not? Let's just go ahead and... Nope, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to conserve a little bit. We put 80 on here. This is going to be a 2-hit knockout. We have a Mewtwo backed up over here, and man, I'm not really concerned right now. This is the kind of matchup where I just feel like I apologize for showcasing this. Maybe I shouldn't showcase this, but I'm recording it, and I'll play another match. I think that's probably a good thing to do. Anyways, my opponent only has 2 basics over there. I'm just gonna go ahead and power up this other Pyroar. Let's go for the Scorching Fang. No need to discard. My opponent won't be able to touch this Pyroar unless my opponent evolves the Ralts right now, but I don't really see that happening. My opponent only has 1 card. It could be a Juniper. You never know about that either. My opponent could top deck a Juniper as well, so that's definitely an option for my opponent. We see the Miltank here. Again, won't be able to do much unless my opponent plays a Lysander for the Mewtwo or the Charizard, or even the Litleo. Anyways, we get the Pyroar off the prizes, and look at that. We even get another DCE. Don't want to play N. I'm just going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the Ralts, because that is a little bit more dangerous since it can evolve. And we'll just go ahead and take out the Ralts. And look at that. We get a DCE, or not DCE, an Enhanced Hammer, which can discard a DCE if my opponent plays it. Again, my opponent is only at 2 cards. I really don't know. I mean, we could see virtually anything, but never mind. My opponent just passes the turn, and that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and let's take a look here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to finish it off with the Mewtwo, and we'll go ahead and we'll retreat. And here we go. We'll just go with the X-Ball, knocking out the Miltank. And we get a prize there as well. Oh, look at that. Knockout 24. And we get a little bump right there on our daily challenge. I was actually going to save that for a different daily challenge, but well, it's all right. Anyways, Mewtwo EX was the MVP. Oh, man. Ooh, even get some tickets. So I said I was going to play another match, but I'm actually out of time, and I got to get going. So we got to see the strength of this Pyroar deck, and we can see why I was able to win in the state championships for our friend here. Jake the Crow. Is it the Crows or the Cows? Jake the Cows. I've been saying Crows the whole time. I apologize. I'm not sure. If I said your name wrong, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm out of time, so I got to get going. You know, it always depends on matchups, right? So, for example, right, Pyroar, if the matchup is beneficial on our side, if we didn't run into any like executors or something like that, showing our items, our supporters off, and can't use blacksmith, things like that. Really could be situational. You know, you never know what you run into. So, but anyways, today we were pretty victorious. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. You guys have a wonderful day. See you guys later. Goodbye.